Okay, this is just a real quick video on setting up the headphones when trying to do soloing. And for those of you who have had the Presonus boards, the earlier versions, it seemed a little difficult to try to get soloing into the headphones. So anyway, it's just a quick video to show how we do this on the Presonus, the StudioLive Series 3. And this is on firmware 2.4.17466. So what we've got here is we've got channel 24 down here, and there's nothing with it. It's just a spare channel. There's no EQ, nothing going on with it. There we go. And up here on the panel, actually we'll set this back to give you sort of a home position to look at. First thing we're going to do is on the soloing, we're going to select edit, and it's going to bring up this screen for the soloing. And what we are going to do is, for the solo mode, it's set to radio by default, but we're going to set up the latch. And when we set up the latch, that allows us to solo however many channels we need to. And our next option there is a pre-fader listen. Actually, it's a pre-fade listen, but it says they're pre-fader listen. This is the PFL button. If you used an analog board, this is what we want to get it to do. Now, the solo in place is not what you think it is. I would not recommend doing that. When you select solo in place and you go to mute, so when you go to solo a channel, all the rest of the channels go mute, which is a really bad, especially for a live situation. In fact, let me see if I can give you an example here. We're going to set this, if you can see it here, we're going to set it to solo in place, and I'm going to solo my channel there. There we go. See how everything is muted? Everything is muted except for what I have selected, which is the channel that I'm on. So I take it out of solo. Now everything goes off and mute. It's a little different. So we don't want to use solo in place. We want to use the pre-fade listen option. So going back on here, selecting solo, see nothing, it gets muted. All right, so back up here on the screen. We can see get a good view over here. So I've selected the pre-fader listen, and we're on latch. All right, so now all we got to do is we're going to select our solo here, and now this is going to be routed to the headphone output. All right. All right, check, test 1, 2, and this should be going to the headphone output. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. All right, this is what the headphone output sounds like. We've got the volume up pretty good. And if we look at our solo level, I'll zoom back in on this here. If we look at our solo level, if you will, our virtual knob, it's set about 3/4 of the way, which is probably a little bit more than I think maybe it was by default. But at any rate, sound's coming through the headphone jack, as you can tell. And with the soloing, as well as monitors, there's a lot of different configurations that you can set up for it. Personally, I don't know if I don't know how much you want to get into this, but if you have a board like this, you may want to spend some of your own time going through and looking at this, because you can select all these different things that you can listen to through the headphone jacks, listen to the main mix, you can listen to tapes, all of your aux mixes there that can be listened to. So anyway, this is just a real brief overview on how to get the soloing functionings to work through the headphone jacks. All right, let's get back to that. All right, and now we are back to live. So as always, hope this helps, and as always, thanks for watching.